What's up, y'all? This is BC. Welcome back to another live that I'm doing here on the weekend. I'm going to drop here the Zoom link because I will be opening up the line later for people to call in, jump on the Zoom, ask some questions, chat if they want. But I wanted to come on today and talk to you a little bit more about 2024, right? 2024 blueprint, some things you can do. I got a ton of people who follow me across the board, most entrepreneurs, some people who work 9 to 5, so on and so forth, athletes, all that stuff. So I want to do my best to keep it as general as possible, but I will do some stuff specifically for salespeople, real estate people, all that stuff, right? One thing that people have been let's jump right in, right? One thing that people are very weak at is collaboration. I find that people are so hesitant, so against collaborating. Now, I know why, right? I know why. Number one, everybody wants to play that whole self-made bullshit, like, oh, I'm going to do it all on my own, right? Which is stupid, right? Number two, they have trouble inviting people into their space, right? Other people they could potentially connect with. And lastly, they have trouble reaching out to other people to potentially collaborate, which is a skill in itself. And it's something that you need to be actively doing, you or your employees or people that work for you, right? But here's the big kicker. A lot of people I know are afraid to collaborate because they straight up don't provide any fucking value. Meaning they have a little bit of fame, stardom, attention, whatever you want to call it, but the substance is not there. I could go live every day the rest of my life and have a myriad amount of topics to talk about because I'm always learning, reading, growing, and I provide a tremendous amount of value to people. Period. So me reaching out to people, me bringing people on my platform, that's easy. And here's the key. I'm useful for people. I don't mind being used by people because I provide a lot of value. And again, that means I'm able to be utilized by people, whether to come speak, right? You guys saw I went to Kansas City like 3 weeks ago to go speak. They invited me. That's a gentleman who has been following me, who invited me to his podcast. And on our episode, he said, dude, I'm flying you out. You need to come talk to my people. You're not going to do that with random people. You're going to do it with people who you identify that they have a message or they can provide value to your audience. And I connected with a ton of people at that event, like a ton, right? Do you provide value though? Right? And we'll get into that later, but that's a big piece in this collaboration. If people are hesitant to collaborate, I just think that they really don't provide any value to people. They don't. So if that's you and you're like, oh man, maybe I don't provide that much value. Well, what are you doing in the space that you work in, right? With your career? Because this is what people need to get straight, right? I'm not an influencer. I've never been an influencer, right? I built up businesses and then I documented it online and I got attention and fame in quotes because of that. I didn't just start making videos and blow up. I used my success in the real world to create a social media following. That's how I did it. So when I stand there, it's a lot differently than some of these influencers who just got big using trendy ideas and that kind of stuff in regards to doing reels. And you need to see which side you fall on. Did you just get randomly popular because you went viral? Or have you built businesses or have you done something credible? Okay. Now, that's not to say that you can't be on social media unless you've built businesses or something like that. That's not what I'm saying. But when you're coming from my position of teaching, coaching, helping, mentoring, giving advice, yes, you need a body of work, which I can provide to people. Not a problem. And you've been seeing it over the last fucking 10 years. Speaking on stage with all the guys from $1 Million Listing, flying internationally to speak and doing it locally here, pretty much nationwide, building a nationwide real estate team. Like I've done it all, dude. The luxury properties, the luxury sales. Like I've been there, done that, right? And people have seen it. So I can speak from a position of experience and do a lot. And when I collaborate, I can kick some game to people. I could potentially help somebody else, they can help me. I mean, it's a very reciprocal type of thing, meaning we help each other. It's mutually beneficial would be the proper term, right? Mutually beneficial. But again, if you know you bring nothing, of course you're going to hesitate or not want to collaborate, right? I'm having people come to my office my physical office, in Miami to come speak on my podcast. Like I started this event last month, the 2024 Blueprint. I'm going to continue it next month with some of these same entrepreneurs, and I'm giving them the stage now to speak and teach, because I want this to blow up into a business thing, not just something where I come and I talk and I teach. Why? I want to give other people a platform and help them. But what did that mean? That mean I had to get their attention, bring them to my office, teach them something. They vibe with me, they like me, we collaborate. Now I'm giving them a stage to speak on. That's why people can utilize me. That's one of a million ways that they do. I provide a platform for people. I provide opportunity. I provide help. I provide value, period, point blank, because I've gotten my shit together first. That's the beauty of this. When you start doing well and you become successful, you can be utilized by other people, which is what we're supposed to be here for. Oh man, people use you. Of course, you're going to get used anyway. You might as well be useful, to where if people use my shit, I don't care. People forget this. There are brokerages in real estate and sales corporations that use my free old YouTube content to train their people. Now, on one end, I think that's pathetic, right? Like, come up with your own stuff. But number two, that goes to show the value in what I provide for free on fucking YouTube. On YouTube. And corporations, sales corporations and real estate brokerages are using it. I've had a ton of proof, and I've showed you guys over the years, right? The last time I said this was probably years ago, right? But that's fine. That's why it's there. Use it. People have said, oh man, I've downloaded that video and I got the good. Please do it. That's what it's there for. Now, can other people stand on that? Right? I think my old channel has 20 million views. This one has already a couple 100,000 now. 200,000 subscribers on the other one. This one has about 3,000 now. Like, we're growing. And this show will be big. You'll see. I might even change it to a little bit later in the evening, like 3-4 nights a week. I don't know. But for now, I'm just going to keep doing it probably every day here in the beginning. But I can stand on that. I have something. So if I talk about YouTube or social media or business, like, I have a track record and credentials in all of those things. And I can speak from a position of having had it, right? Confidence, certainty, experience. A lot of people can't. But this collaboration thing is huge. And I would ask people, what are you doing actively to collaborate? When I meet people all the time, right away. I just met somebody at the gym that is a singer. At one of the gyms I go to, that's a singer. She's an older lady. She's a singer. I'm probably going to invite her to my podcast and collaborate with her. Super cool. Fucking old school jazz singer. Who would have thought? This old lady who works out at the gym that we just happen to start talking, right? Shout out to her. It's pretty cool, right? But see, that's, again, collaboration. Let me get you on my podcast. Let's talk, right? Are you actively doing that? Same thing with some of my clients that I would have in real estate. If they had another business, I would promote their business on my social media. Hey, I just sold my house, or I sold so-and-so's house. He happens to be an accountant. If any of you guys need an accountant, he's in this area. This is the scope of his services. This is what he does. Check him out. We're going to do an interview. And then we might do an interview, right? But I'm offering that collaboration collaboration, even with the customer. You see, that's the way moving forward, because we know that entrepreneurship sales is a relationship, people to people business. That's what it is, right? Now, we get this mixed up in a web. Somehow sales to some people has been thrown out. No, you need to be a very good salesman, because as the top-notch best salesman, you build the best relationships. Why? Because you know how to communicate. Sales and relationships go hand in hand. They're not separate. I still hear people say, oh, don't sell, build relationships. You do both, dude. You need to know how to sell. If you don't know how to sell, you can't do shit. Because think of it this way. How disingenuous is it? You're not building a relationship with them. You don't really want to. It's with the end goal of getting business. So it would be disingenuous for you not to be a salesperson and actually wear that badge, right? Because that's the second thing here, is you need to get very good at building relationships. We have the collaboration. Now we have the relationship. But see, here's the key. Professional relationships. Professional relationships. Meaning, you're not buddy-buddy. You're not having beers every day. You're not texting each other 24/7 and sending each other memes. You have a professional network and relationship, because that's how you build a network, which you need if you want to be a powerful individual. I have a huge network, lawyers, doctors, all kinds of shit, right? Whatever you need, I got you. But that's what makes me valuable as a business entity and as a man and as a brand. But it's predicated on relationships. Relationships, right? When you collaborate, you have the opportunity to build a relationship with people. These things kind of go hand in hand, but it's also in your daily life and how you live, making connections, going out there, being seen. Like every day, I'm out hours and hours a day, at least 4 or 5, 6 hours most days. Go to the park, work out, go somewhere, talk to some people. Like you need to be doing that on a daily basis outside of what you do with your regular work, because most of you have become homebodies now and you're not out there talking to people. You might go to the gym and talk to the same 3 people every day, but what does that really do? Is that building your network? Are you building more relationships with people? Take people out for lunch once, twice, 3 times a week. Say, hey, I'm going to go here. Come with me and chat, right? I used to do that with my database. I used to do that with other professionals that I knew, just to chat, rap, build something, talk ideas. Like that's what I want to do. I don't want to go to lunch or dinner with random ass motherfuckers who just talk bullshit. What is that going to do for your life? You know the saying, tell me who your friends are, I'll know who you are. And if you have this talk and ambition of 2024 and being successful, but you're just drinking and hanging out every day or every weekend and not really doing much, it's not going to add up. You're lost. You're very lost. Collaboration, building relationships, right? Professional relationship. Well, go back and forth with each other. Just like the collaboration, help each other. I help you get business, you help me get business. It's very simple. Let me give you some examples. When I would do big parties and events for my real estate clients, my sphere of influence, my database, whatever you want to call it, I would not only invite a lot of these professionals to come, I would also, if they had a business, offer them the opportunity to sponsor the event with me. I would give them an opportunity to speak, all the promotions. I would promote their business and their name, and it would be a collaborative effort. But we would build a professional relationship. I'm holding a professional event, and they're one of the sponsors, and they're involved, and they're getting now exposed to 100, 200, 300, 400 people. Same thing if I did a home buying or selling seminar. I had vendors there, right? All this stuff goes hand in hand. But when you build a professional relationship with people, you start building that network. Then it gets interesting. You see, I've done this simultaneously as well with social media. You know how many agent-to-agent referrals Team BC would send out and also receive? It's a ton. You see, but I built up a professional network within my industry. So I've been actively doing that. We keep tabs. We know who the good people are, right? We stay in touch with them. We're in contact. We communicate frequently. They come to our events. We go to their events, right? But see, we've been always building that. So I would ask you, between the collaborations and the relationships, right, that lead to the network, that needs to be an active effort for you going into the end of this year and going into 2024. For anybody. If you're a 9-to-5er that wants to level up, you need to do this when you're not in the office. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to be doing this 24/7. Because one contact can change your life. That one relationship can change your life, because they might introduce you to the right people, get you access to somebody or an organization or something that can take you to a completely different level. Okay? Those are 2 or 3 things so far, right? Number 3, 4, right? Whatever we want to call it. Get your money right, dude. Get your money right. I've been preaching this shit for a long time. But you need to be very financially savvy and disciplined. Stop spending money on dumb shit. Save, invest, right? How many properties have you bought in the last 12 to 24 months? I've been in Miami like 2.5 years now. I bought 3. Sold 2, right? Like, I bought a property last year, sold it this year, made like a $60,000 profit. Another property I bought 2 years ago, I'm selling it now, $120,000 profit. Like, what are you doing with your money? All the cars that I sold that you don't see me with anymore, I made a profit on all of them. I made like 50, 60K on my Supra. I made like almost $100,000 on the Porsche, right? Like all those cars you saw me sell. The only one I lost a little bit of money on was a Lamborghini, but I had it for 3 years and I drove the shit out of it. I probably put like 18,000 miles on that thing in 3 years. And I only lost maybe like $7,000 on it. $8,000. You see, but I'm making these moves. So I'm moving strategically when it comes with money. Look at me. I'm simple, bro. I know people that make 1/10 of what I make that play that baller lifestyle. It's like, dude, you're living paycheck to paycheck. You're not a baller. I'm over here buying property and making moves, but hey, you know, I don't wear the fancy jewelry and all this shit. So I want to be like this guy, right? Yeah, because I put my money into real estate. I put my money into acquisitions. I put my money into real shit, grown man shit, not little fucking toys and bullshit, right? Now, you may still be young. Kudos, man. If you start making money and you want to splurge a little bit, go for it. Get it out of your system. But think bigger, right? Because when you come to play with the big boys, we're going to see and we're going to check you. And if you don't belong at the table, we ain't going to let you sit at the table. And believe me, a lot of people want to join. A lot of people want to come to the table. We know. Every day, somebody new wants to come. And just like I had to pay my rite of passage, so are you. But see, it starts because, look, if you're doing 2K, 5K, 10K a month right now, fantastic. Young man, young woman, work your way up. But learn how to make the moves properly at that level before you get to 20, 30, 40, 50, 100K a month. Otherwise, you will put yourself in a world of hurt later on, making those rookie mistakes when you're making big money. Okay? Be smart, right? Pay yourself a smaller salary, live below your means, all the basic things, and put your money into assets, man. Stop buying cars, get real estate, right? Put your money into stocks a little bit, but diversify it, right? Mitigate your risk across multiple things. Right? Take little chunks of money and bet on something, right? If you lose, but it's only a trivial amount of money. But if you win and you can win big and it's asymmetrical growth, meaning if you win big, but you only lose a little bit, then make that investment, man. I know people who put money into new companies and sometimes it fizzles out, but if they spread 2 or 3 grand through each one and then one of them that pops makes them 50 or 100K, that's a wise investment with only minimal loss. You know, people buying other companies and businesses and flipping them, doing that or revamping it, right? People buying gyms and remodeling them and then turning out a ton of profit, right? But I know people who would buy Subway chains, sandwich shop, right? And it would generate for them 10, 15, 20 grand a month. And they bought the thing for like 50, 60K. That's crazy. Buying a business for $60,000 a franchise and making $10,000 to $20,000 a month. That's insane return. You see, but none of you would even think about it unless I just said it. And that was a dude I knew from fucking 10 years ago or more, probably closer to 15. But these are the people that I was hanging out with and having conversations with. Get off the phone, get in the real world. You know? And your skills, your trade skills, your professional skills, and whatever you do, man, you really got to double down now the next 6 to 12 months, because especially if you're in real estate, right? The next 6 months might be a little grim for people. But after that, right, we look at the whole schedule for the economy, all the economists and everybody, you hear about this in Business Insider, you read about it, you see the articles, right? They said they're going to pretty much, I think, cut their rates from, what are they at now? 7% to about 4%. By the end of 2024. So anywhere from 12 to 18 months from now, you can expect the interest rates to drop. But that first 6 months coming up now, it's probably not going to be much different than it is now. So are we going to continue blaming the market, or are we going to make the adjustments and do what we need to do? Right? I even announced this on my Instagram that I was looking for people here local in Miami or South Florida. I'm bringing on 5 or 10 agents to Real. And I'm going to help them, right? They're going to work out of the office. We're going to do trainings. And again, if you're watching this and you're interested, reach out to me, right? Because I want to do this and I'm going to build a foundation for them, just like I have for my other students, right? My coaching, all the stuff you see in the link, check it out, join. It's only going to help you. Watching this or watching other people is only one step in this process. You really need to get serious, right? So let me do this. I'm going to keep going, but I want to drop the link now on Facebook and also here on YouTube and Twitch. If you guys want to jump on and ask me any questions, that's the link. Join the Zoom. We can chat live. I'll be on for a couple more minutes. Let's do this thing. Let me see here. Putting that there. There we go. Yeah, right. So we have some questions here. The dude buying the Subway franchise end up being passive income? Absolutely, right? Because he has his employees there in place. He owns a place, but he's not working in it. So yes, 100%, 100%. I should make it with money because I'm frugal since childhood. Fitness and relationships don't come naturally to me. You said you have to suck. Yeah, I mean, who's good at everything from the beginning, bro? Nobody is, right? Even a kid isn't a great socially savvy person. Maybe they learn from the right people and expose themselves early on to it. Like maybe they had somebody like me teaching them and they learned. It didn't come natural to them, right? But what comes naturally to me? I don't know, bro, because everything I think of now, like my competitiveness was bred through my athletic career and my upbringing, right? A lot of the disciplinary things that I got, I would say probably from my father too. So I don't know if anything comes naturally to me. Being a good speaker didn't come naturally to me. Being great with women didn't come naturally to me. Being as confident as I am now and as assertive as I am now didn't come naturally to me. So I don't know, man. Maybe I can say that because of my height and muscular structure, I was gifted athletically. I mean, we could say that came naturally to me, being more athletic, jumping higher, running faster. But from like a business and real world standpoint, I don't know if anything came natural to me. I just think a lot of it was acquired skills. I just worked harder than other people. The same work ethic I had on the basketball court, I translated to the business world. And that's why I've been able to, do what I do. Because I mean, even look at great question, Dylan. Thank you for asking. I mean, look at what I do. All right. I'm not the fanciest one on YouTube and all this shit. I don't do all the bells and whistles and all the crazy editing and all that shit. But even my old channel before I got shunned and demonetized and shut down did very well because the quality of what I was putting out, right? And then over time, yeah, we improved. I got the video editors and all that fun stuff, right? Got these mics. I got like fucking 4 of these now, right? Because I like them. But even I have to have my assistant and everybody set this. I don't know how to do that shit. So now this year I'm going to learn a little bit. I got the Rodecaster thing at the office. I might bring that here. I might play with it, right? Put some music. We'll have fun with this thing. I'll have a more professional setup, right? And in my new place and in my office. So we'll keep improving it, but none of that matters unless the message and what you put out is good. So it's interesting, man. Going into next year, I think it's going to be. It's going to separate the winners from the losers, man. I really think the people who are sitting by the wayside or not taking business and life seriously are just going to get chewed up and spit out next year. But yeah, anybody want to jump on Zoom? Go ahead and jump on. We can answer your question. I'll be on for a few more minutes. If nobody joins, and I'll probably just shut it down. I even had to ask my assistant how to do all this shit. It's funny, man. I got to learn all this stuff. I can produce the videos, but I'm definitely not fucking tech savvy, man. All this stuff for me is the opposite of natural. You know what I mean? Cool. Let's see. What else can we do for 2024? Well, I would say this. From a personal standpoint, right? You really have to do the work to analyze what your shortcomings are from like a mental standpoint, a communication standpoint, an internal, wiring standpoint in regards to like your confidence, your self-esteem, to be able to create the version of you that can go out there and get everything that you want out of life. I've been preaching this for a long time, but I really think people still put that to the wayside because we're so saturated on social media with buzzwords and marketing that I think people watch that and they think they're doing personal development when they're not, right? Some of you might have, trust issues with people because of your upbringing. Handle it, work on that, fix it, do whatever it takes. You may have self-esteem issues. Fix it. You might consider yourself a non-social person. Fix it. Oh man, I'm addicted to certain foods, right? I'm overweight. Fix it. Get the help that you need. And it's not going to be easy. Any type of transformation is rigorous. The sun sets and it gets dark before the sun rises again and the light comes. That's always the way it's been, and it's always the way it's going to be now and after we're gone. You will have to go through some dark times to fix things. Like the first thing for people is admitting it, right? You go to alcoholics or any type of support group. what's the first thing they make you do? Admit that you have a problem, right? And a lot of people won't do it because we live in an era where people will make fun of you and you'll feel embarrassed. But if you can never rid yourself from that like criticism chain, which is irrelevant in the long run, then you're never going to make any work because you won't take the first step, right? This fucker right here, fucking cat. What's your goals these days? Man, a lot, dude. I want to expand my real estate team still. I want to grow my network at Real. I want I want to move. I'm probably within the next 12 months going to move into like a compound. I'm going to get a house on like minimum half an acre, but if not an acre, I'm going to build my own gym in the back. I'm going to start growing my own food. You know, those are really the things that I'm looking forward towards doing. And then working more closely with my students, man. Now that I'm more out of the day-to-day in real estate, I can really help my students with their businesses, right? Like I'm even doing with my high ticket coaching members, like I'm helping them build out like their coaching businesses and stuff like that. And I'm incentivized because I get a percentage of their profit, right? So I'm willing to get, you know, roll my sleeves up and work in their business with them. And I'm excited to do that type of stuff, man, because now I can create other versions of me, you know, in a way. Also, I'm going to really focus this next year on getting on other platforms and podcasts and shows. That way more people can see me. You know, I think it's time for me to expose myself more on that end. So my video guy is going to be working on that. My assistant are going to, you know, my full-time admin is going to help me with that. That'll definitely help a lot. Got this fear of cold calling. Yeah, I mean, I really don't think it's fear, bro. I just think it's hesitation. But, you know, like I tell people, when you want something bad enough, that won't stop you. You know, why are you making the calls? The result from making the calls and whatever that comes with, if that's not important to you, bro, you're not going to do it. Am I still in the car scene? Not really, bro. I sold all my cars. I have an old Monte Carlo and I have my Escalade. I sold everything else, man, and just walked away with the cash and, you know, bought some more real estate and put my money into some grown man stuff. But I still love cars, bro. I'm just not in the scene anymore, you know, but you'll probably still see me buy something cool. I might buy an old GTR again. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot you can do, man, to fix those types of things, you know. Getting into NLP will help you a lot with that. Obviously, you know, if you can find a good accredited therapist, maybe they can help you. But a lot of that self-exploration stuff will require other people for you to work through it. And that's something I do with people, right? Like when I got certified as a hypnotist, hypnotherapist, and all that stuff, like I work with some people in regards to that, right? You know, because it's really about unmasking old memories and situations that initially caused those problems to happen, right? And sorting that out, because that's the root of the problem. Once you rip out that root, then everything gets released onto the surface and you're fine. But, you know, that could be a process that takes a couple hours, couple days. I mean, it's a lot, man, to deal with that. Cool. Okay, guys, I'm gonna head out. I don't see anybody in the Zoom, so I'm gonna shut that down. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll be back on tomorrow night. Like I said, a couple quick announcements. The Real Estate Agagi is still going. Our goal is to hit another 50 new members this month. Check out the link in the description. Anybody who joins that sales and entrepreneur program, the new low ticket one that I created, you will get my 4-day challenge, communication challenge, at the end of this month for free. All right, so make sure you sign up. You'll get that bonus. The challenge itself will be the last 4 days of December, right after Christmas, 26, 27, 28, 29. I'll be releasing more details on that, but joining the Agagi will get you a free ticket for that. Other than that, I'll be doing another in-person event in Miami the first week of January, which I will be announcing soon. And other than that, everything else that I offer to you guys is in the description. Click, do what you got to do. Have a good night. Peace.